Hey everyone, welcome to another studio chat. So I've been doing a lot of painting. Let's just get straight to it. I'll try to do this chronologically because maybe then it's a little bit easier. Yeah, lots of painting, lots of fun. So first thing off, I want to, I think, replace my water containers because they get so dirty with like all the sediment of the watercolors, and then I have to brush them. So these are two new pickle jars. So I think I'll just use these because they're prettier and cleaner. So yeah, I don't have really like a you know, fancy, not fancy, but a water holder that you find in an art store. I just use any type of container that I have at home. Then I did some washes and I came back to them. I think I showed these at their first stage, but this one I came back to and I just added more layers. Really intensified the colors. If you want intense color in watercolor, you might need to build up your layers. So it's definitely a few layers here. I waited for the previous one to dry and then I added some more. And then there's also this gold in it, which is this product by Schmincke. And it's like a powder, but when I just dip my brush in it. I'll show you how it looks. Hopefully it won't make a mess. There you go. And you kind of dip your brush in it, and then when it touches the wet paint, it kind of works. But I do think this needs to be sprayed with some sort of fixer. So I may need to do that because I can see that it transfers to the other side, and I don't want to rub my hands on it, but I have noticed in the past that it does come off, so I'll need to spray that. And I wanted to tell you something about this. Now, I really like this, but I don't think I will want to frame it. However, what I think this would look really, really great as is something like a polster, a pillow. The German word came to my mind. A pillow. I think that would look really, really cute. So I'll just like give you an idea of. Nah, that doesn't work. But just imagine like this on a pillow. Of course, then you lose the gold effect, unless you want to take some gold paint that is fabric safe and add it to your pillow. And what I mean is that I would upload this in one of those websites that do like art print by demand type of thing. So I have an account on Redbubble and I have ordered stuff from them before. I've shown it. I'll just show it again really fast so you'll get an idea of what I mean. So this is a pencil case. And I think this would also work really well as something like that. So just think when you're making something, you know, even if you don't like it as it is to frame, think what else you could use it for. I mean, I think this would also be really fun as like a floor pillow or even a carpet in your art room. I think that would look really fantastic and really fun to have. So think about that. Then these I showed, these were made from my palette dirt. And this started also as a wash, and then I went back into it and I kind of worked some negative, let's zoom in a bit, some negative painting magic, so kind of trying to define those flowers. And then I thought this looked really like a hibiscus to me, so I added the stem and I really like how that turned out. But then I got greedy and also added this thing and I really hate it. And I feel like it kind of ruined everything here. So I don't know, maybe I'll come back to this. Okay, this was just a huge mess, nothing to say about that. Then I moved on to this, and these beautiful skies were inspired by a photo that I took. And there it is. I took it on my way to bring my girls to daycare and school, and the sky was just so incredible. It was, as you can see, it's this kind of sunrise, and it was just amazing. So this was inspired by that. And then, yeah, I guess I added also these trees here. And I really like this. This was like really fast and easy and fun to make. And here, so I had this, I was also watching this, I saw this house. This is in my little village where I live in. And I saw this house and I was really, in that morning light, it looked luminous and it had that kind of a coral shade. I don't know, something like this. It was just so beautiful and I was really captivated by it. And I took the photo and I really want to make a painting combining this house and the sky somehow. So that was what was in my mind, and then I made this fast sketch. This is a paper sample this is St. Cuthbert's Milford paper. This is made in the UK, and you can get packs of these. They look, wait, I have somewhere. No, I don't have like the whole pack because I took it apart, but you get a bunch of papers from a particular manufacturer and you can try out the different, their different papers before you commit. So I highly recommend doing that. And yeah, and then you can do these sketches where you don't really have to care too much. So you can see me having fun with colors and just playing around, like zero expectations. But then I decided I'm not sure I really like the shape of this house, so I'm thinking I can do like a Frankenstein job on a finished painting and maybe include a different house. And then I thought, okay, maybe I can include my house, and I took a photo of my house, which I don't have near me, and I made this sketch based on it. And I just really like the colors here. I had a lot of fun making this, and I love the loose style. And just, you know, when you start something with the intention of like sketching, it really takes the pressure off. And, you know, if I wanted, I could frame it in a little frame or scan it and print it on a canvas, like a larger size. And here I was playing with the colors where I thought I would make this. So I have yet to paint this actual one, but maybe I will at some point. And then this was again kind of playing with those colors, and then I came back with a few more layers to create, I guess, like a very colorful abstract landscape. So I don't know, I'm not too crazy about this. Some areas I really like this one here with all the layers. I think that's nice. This is a bit boring and too bright for me. But yeah, this was just like fun exercise. And then another thing I really enjoyed painting this week is this cute little owl. So I was very inspired by Jean Haynes. And Jane Davenport is also fantastic, but she wasn't the inspiration for this. And I was really inspired to try and paint it. Again, I used one of these paper samples and just had fun with the colors. I have a photo reference for this, and yeah, I really enjoyed especially painting, of course, the eyes and all the shading of the eyes. And then the feathers were really fun because I worked with the shape of my brush, and I feel like a round, you know, pointed brush really works well to create the shape of the feathers. So I used a lot of like granulating colors. This has some Moonglow is like the very darkest color, and then this beautiful kind of a bit warmer, I don't know, pinkish brown color. That is, if I'm not mistaken, the Piemontite. Oh, Daniel Smith, what are you doing to us with the names of these paints? Genuine. And yeah, this is just such a gorgeous color. So that was another practice. And then what happens here? Oh, okay, so I did another run of this, just again painted the sky I don't know, is there such a huge difference between these two? Not a lot. Still was fun, still enjoyed it. Somehow I tend to like my first versions of things better than the second ones. I don't know. Then winter arrived, snow came, and I took these photos. These are from like the street where I live. This is the street where I live in. And I photoshopped it. So the original photo has completely different colors. I photoshopped it, and soon you will see why. And then this one I also took and also a bit photoshopped it. It was very, very monochromatic as it is, as you can imagine, you know, with these foggy, snowy days. But I also did some work on it just to, I don't know, play around with color before I start sketching things. It's fun to get a quick idea in the computer with your editing software and see how it looks with different colors. So let's start with this. I just did some quick value studies in this little sketchbook. This is the beta series from Stillman and Byrne, and as you can see, this is like a smaller landscape format with a soft cover. And I think I used indigo for this, or maybe it was the Daniel Smith Mayan dark blue, one of the two. My indigo is from Schmincke, that's my favorite indigo. And just playing around with the composition and the colors. I haven't painted anything else of this. So that's where I went. And then I was also trying out some of the, like a more winter color palette. Oh, okay, it was on the other side of this. So use both sides if you can. Yeah, I thought, okay, we're moving now into winter, obviously. Let's see which colors I can play with. So these are, you can see, this is the Hematite, Burnt, Scarlet, Genuine. These are all Daniel Smith. This is the Piemontite Genuine. So definitely more like a, I love this color in a very soft wash. When it's more heavily applied, it's too brown for me, but you can see when you use a lot of water, it just becomes this beautiful, I don't know, how can I describe this color? Like a very pale, muted peach color, I guess. And it has the gray sediment. So I think you can see that. I love it. I just love it. And I'll show you something that I made with it that I thought it worked really well. So the Piemontite Genuine is a bit more like a warmer, I would say, muted pinkish brown color. Then the Purpurite Genuine, which I haven't used as much with my next sketches. It's a beautiful kind of a muted purple. All of these granulate beautifully, you can see. Then we have Moonglow, of course. It's so well known and for good reason. It's just such a beautiful color. And then I brought out my tube of Lunar Black. I haven't gotten used to this color, and the granulation is very heavy, as you can see, and I have to see how I like it, in which combinations I like it. But I really love this color scheme. And another color I used heavily this week is Rose of Ultramarine. I definitely need to pick up a tube of this. I have the half pan, and it's a beautiful mixture, if I'm not mistaken, of ultramarine blue and quinacridone rose, I want to say. Don't don't take my word for it, but it's just a beautiful violet with a blue granulation from the ultramarine blue. So after all this playing around and taking this photo, this was the first thing I painted. Zoom out a little bit. And this is on the Paul Rubens paper. I like it. I like it. The people I showed it with in my the course that I'm taking, the Watercolor Mastery, everything here is really inspired by that course. It's not the, you know, the photos are my own, but I'm just, my whole state of mind now of painting and experimenting and all that is really inspired by that course, Watercolor Mastery by Angela Fehr. The course is a live course, so you can't register now, but if you are interested, it will reopen in the spring. So make sure you follow her. If you kind of want to up your watercolor game and you're already comfortable with the paint and some of the techniques, but you want that something extra, I highly recommend that class. I can't say enough good things about it. So this was the first version, and in some ways I always find like the first version is just the best. But yeah, I continued to play. So I made this very loose version with pretty much the same colors, a little bit, I guess, a little bit more colorful. I brought in some warmth here, and I think that, I don't know, in a way I really like the cool feeling that I have here. I think it does kind of represent that very frosty blue light that you sometimes get when everything is covered in snow. But then this is a little bit more interesting and it has a bit of warmth to it. Then I went all crazy colorful, and some elements of this I really, really like. I think this area is a little bit too overworked. I think I could have kept it simpler, but it was really fun to make. So it's kind of tiny. And then this was another version that I really, really loved, and I used here a lot of that, the Hematite burnt Scarlet Genuine. You can see how beautiful it is. So really an interesting color. This is the granulation that you get. And here it's a little bit more heavily applied, so you get more of that brown. But all these areas where it washes out to this really kind of pale peachy color, I just love it. And so this has cobalt violet, it has some Moonglow, and it has this color, and then it also has a little bit of transparent, not transparent, what's this color called? Something ochre. I'll write it on the screen. So a little bit of that, and I really, really love how this turned out. I was really inspired by a Jean Haynes demo in one of her books where she did this Venetian bridge, and one side was with warm colors. Hers was more orange and turquoise, but I was really inspired by that concept. So keeping my photo and general composition in mind, I kept this side, as you can see, more on the purple side, but still with pops of that warmer colors. And then this side more warm, but still some cool tones. And then here in the middle, all kinds of mixtures. These colors that I used here make really, really beautiful neutral colors. You can see them more in the middle. So all these shades are made from combinations of the colors here. And yeah, this was just like a joy to paint, and I really enjoyed it. Then I tried a larger version, and I don't know, it's not speaking to me. I added some lavender from Daniel Smith, and there's a lot of like Rose of Ultramarine, Moonglow. I don't know. I'm not loving it. We'll see. Maybe I kind of like this area. Here, something is not really working for me. It's too much of something. I don't know. We'll see what I can make of it. So, very, very long. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Bye.